Alright, hello good people. Welcome to my little 3D site. Today I have some tips on printing multiple 3D objects that's in Cura or any other splicing program. I discovered over the last couple of days I was printing two objects. Two objects was on my print bed, and I had trouble putting both of them out. Like one would come out. I figured out how to make it work, but it took a hassle. But today I discovered a faster way how to get those two things to print without scratching your head. Alright, so let's jump right in. Now, as you see, my application I'm using is Blender, but you can be using a CAD program or a 3D program. It works regardless. So right here I have a cube. I'm just gonna move it out the way. Okay. I just want to put two simple objects in here, so they don't have to be nothing fancy. But you know, if you're doing something in your program, it's gonna be something fancy, and that's when it really counts to make that thing print. When you got something fancy and there's two objects and it can't print, it really irritates you then. But I'm just gonna use two simple examples: a mesh. I'll use a circle. No, I want to use a cylinder. Alright, so it's two simple objects. As you know, you go up here and save it. And before I go on, I'm also tell you why it may not print, but I'm just gonna leave it like it is. So I'm just gonna save it, file, save. No, I don't want to do that. I want to make this a STL file. So in Blender, I have to go to File, Export, STL, and I'm gonna call it Test. I'll just call it Today. That should do it. Zap. Alright, so I saved it as my STL file. I called it Today. Now, to your eyes, it looks normal. This will print because both of them are on the 0. They're both of them flat. For example, I'll give an example. Alright. Let me go to my different videos. Back. I just want to get to a different video. Did I move anything? See, both of them? Okay, I did move one. So, this will not print. Let me see. I'm going to get my little program up in here. Hold on. So we automatically know this won't print because this figure is right here and this figure is right here, but it's still going to show up in Cura. It still will show up in Cura. Alright, so let me keep moving on. So I saved as my STL file. Let me go to my folders. Where did it print it at? File. Where did it save at? Export. STL. I want to see where it saved at. Alright, documents. Right in the documents folder. I'm fancy. Alright, so let's go to the folder. Let's go to documents. Let's see if I can find it. I called it Today, didn't I? Right here, Today. You got the little Cura symbol, so it's ready to go. Go in Cura. See, but the reason you may have trouble printing it in Cura, because it may not be exactly flat. It just looks flat, or it may look like it's on the same plane, but you know mine wasn't. But to your eyes, it may look like it's on the same plane, but it's not. But I'm gonna show you how to get around that. All right, so I got my Cura open. Let me get rid of this stuff right here. And I forgot in Blender it's a tiny object, so I gotta zoom in. See, there they go right there. Zoom in. Up. Zoom in some more. Rotate it. And we see already they are not on the same plane. Already. They don't look like they're on that plane. You can see that gap between it. Yeah, right there you see they hovering in space. I'm gonna show you what to do to get over that. That seemed like it worked for me. I hope it works for you. So let me close this. I can close it. I'll keep this. I can close this folder too. Alright, so this is what I did earlier. So basically what I did, I called this object 1. This is object 2. I saved each of them individually. Let me do that right now. Save each one individual, and hopefully that will fix the problem. So I'm going to say, oops, but in Blender. See, this is not Cura. See, Cura and Cura or a 3D application, I can highlight this and export it, and it would ignore that one. But in Blender, whatever's there is there. Whatever is there, both of them gonna show up. Even if I hide it, it'll show up. So in Blender, I might have to in Blender I should save it as 2 different files. Hold on. In Blender, this is what I should do in Blender. This is what you should do if you're using the 3D application. If you're using the 3D application, you should save it like I did earlier. I saved it as today. So good. I know it's saved as today. So I don't have to worry about nothing anymore. So I can actually delete this one. Deleting it, it's gone completely. When we look over here, I'm going to put it back. See? Over here in this view right here, it's called cylinder and cube. When I delete it, the cylinder is gone completely. So I just have the cube. That's what I have to save, one at a time. So I'm going to go over here, File, Export, STL. I'll call it today 1. And that makes it easy if you give it a number. Today 1. I hit Control Z to bring the cube back. Then I can click, I'm sorry, bring the cylinder back. I can click on the cube, delete that. Then I'll go up here to File, Export, STL. And I will call this 2. Let me save it. So it's saved. Alright, so let's go back to Cura now. I'm going to open my folder. Go to Documents. And hopefully it should be today 1. Okay, good. They're both there. I'm going to click on today 1. Let's see what we get. And this one should be, since there's only one object, it should be flat on that surface. It should be 100. It should be on that surface. Because it was the only thing there. Okay, see now it's big too. It's big. Because it was only one thing. But you see, it's on that surface 100%. On the surface. I don't even have to zoom into it. You can see that right there. Alright, now I'm going to try this, my other one. I'm going to get this scared of. I'm just going to try and see what happened anyway. I hope the other one not gigantic. Open file. I'm just going to try it out, people. Oh. Documents. Day 2. And that's big. I'm just going to scale them down a little bit. See, it snapped to the plate. Snap to the plate no matter what. Snap to the plate like it did earlier. It was on the plate earlier, so it's still snapping to the plate. Now I'm gonna go to my cylinder. Click on that. Scale that down. Why it's not getting stuck to the plate? Oh, I know why. It may not be getting stuck to the plate because it was never actually, it's never really truly on the plate. Now it's on the plate. So when it's in that gray area, it may not be on the plate. Let's see what happened now. It's on the plate now. Yeah, see, it's on the plate. On the plate. So we learned 2 other things too. Not just how to get the object there, but if it's big, it better be on that plate. Because you see right here, this actually represent is in gray. Let me get rid of this stuff right here. all this gray area right here, all this gray stuff right here is my actual 3D printer. You know, for the most part, I was ignoring all that in Cura. I bet you a lot of us ignore that. But this is my 3D printer right here, or representation of it. So, and I have it on my plate. I have it on my 3D plate. So now it's snapped. And the main thing, as you all saw, good people, now if I zoom in, you see they both are on that plate. So that was my tip, good people. And I can see that at the bottom. They're on that plate. That's my tip, good people. If you have multiple, the theme again, if you have multiple objects and initially you're having a heck of a time getting both to print, you have to save each of them individually, then bring them into Cura individually. And when you do that, both will get snapped to that plate. Thank you for stopping by. I hope this gave you some idea for those people out here who print multiple objects. Sometimes we just don't print Yoda. Sometimes we just don't print Superman. We may have Superman and Wonder Woman. We may have Spider-Man and the Hulk in one rendering. So now you know how to get both of them on that plate with no hassle. Save each of them as an individual STL file. It's a little bit of typing though. You know, you got to type a little bit more. But no, I didn't even have to type much because I just typed -1, -2. So that's so you may have to type a total of 4 characters. I kept the name and I put the -1, -2. So that's 4 characters. So it ain't nothing. But now you know, for those people out there, your good tip for the day, how to print multiple objects. And sometimes you may have 3 or 4 objects. And you know that may give you trouble. But save each of them as a separate file. And you should be good to go. Thank you for stopping by. If you liked the video, you know what to give me. Until the next time, people, peace.